Welcome to the CFG Game Cast episode number 244, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers that like to discuss the latest gaming topics of the previous week. We stream a new episode every weekend and release it on all podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts. Wow, I caught myself this time. So there you go. There you go. I haven't said that in a long time, but I did catch myself. So do us a favor and show us some love by liking, following, commenting, or sharing on our YouTube and on Twitch page, on twitch.tv/the CFG Games, and YouTube at the CFG, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today, I got my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh, I tell y'all every week, I fall asleep on the couch like every night between Adam and I, one or the other or both. And last night I grabbed all my stuff because I shuffle room to room with armfuls of things that must come with me. And I come upstairs to, put I have a little pill container with all my stuff that I take daily because I'm a robot. And I keep it in a drawer in my office. Well, I came into my office at 3 a.m. to put that day's away and get today's ready. So I would just grab my stuff when I woke up and go downstairs and give myself an hour before I talk to these lovely gentlemen. And I noticed something looks weird in my office. I have 4 monitors in here. Let me tell you, 2 of them were face down off of the ledge that they sit on my desk.
It finally happened, essentially.
It finally happened.
We were waiting for that to happen.
My crappy LG monitor that I have caught a handful of times because Chapel has knocked it down, or in the attempt to. She did it when I was not in here, and she did it, and thankfully they all work. But let me just say, when I put my LG monitor back and I went to tilt it the way that I like it when I'm sitting, it is now crunchy on the bottom, so it is not seated properly in its frame anymore. Will it survive? Who knows? Tune in next time on this episode of Dragon Ball Z. So that was fun.
So it's crunchy on the bottom, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you know it's working.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, it took me a hot minute to get everything up and running and back up. And it took me about an hour of fiddling with everything to make sure nothing was broken. So that was fun at 3 a.m. to 4:30. And then I overslept. And these poor gentlemen were sitting here twiddling their thumbs like, where's Lex? Sleeping. Thank you for asking. But yeah, this week was fun. I did play some things, but there's an embargo, so I can't talk about it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I can guarantee that neither of you played it and can't talk about it due to an embargo.
I wish you played.
Huh.
I wish you played Fear of the Spotlight. That's what I really wish you played.
Spotlight.
Yeah, I think you would love that game. When I saw that, I was like, this is Lex's game. And then I was like, but I forgot about telling you that in October. But I totally forgot.
Yeah. Davis is the one friend that does not send me like a video or article that he sees in passing that's like, oh, I'm not going to play that, but Lex would. Let me just send that to her on Discord. He's not that friend. He'll just
tell you
I look at it like,
was
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not too late. It's just it's just a swoopy game. That's why it would have been more, defined if it was in October, but you could still play it. You should look it up.
Spooky things all the time. Oh, I do know about this game.
Yeah, so
it is on my wish list. Yep.
Yeah, because remember, I'm the one that gave that introduced you to World of Horror or whatever. So keep that in mind. That black and white.
The world in general, or the game?
The game World of Horror, or something of horror. I forgot the name of it, but but I don't know.
Is it that? It's the game with the school. That one? Is that what you're talking about?
It? Or might be. I don't know. There's too many games with the school.
And I replayed it like 6 different times. I know what you're talking about, but it's not World of Horror.
Or what was it?
Yeah.
Something of horror. It was something of horror.
Smitty found the second game and keeps meaning to send it to me, and he forgot.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. I gotta find that. I gotta find that email.
Oh man.
I said that to her months ago, and then I lost the. It's in my email somewhere. I gotta go back and look it up, but I can't remember now. Like, where I got it from. I got it from some weird, not weird website, but one that I don't.
Yes, I am right. It is World of Horror. You've played this game, Lex. I know. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yes.
Yeah.
It was
typing noises.
It was made. It was made by.
I have not played this.
Easebird Games. It was like black and white.
I have not played this.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to go through the ridiculous catalog that we have, but I'm trying to remember the name of the game. I'm trying to remember the name of the game.
Why I didn't play it? Because it's in black and white.
Oh,
it is black and white. I just got my color glasses this year, so black and white is like looking at a spotlight on full bright, like nonstop for me. I can't do it, and it sucks.
At the time, it was like 3 years ago. Have you always had this?
Sensitivity to light? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, I don't know what the game it was. I know it was a horror game, and you enjoyed it, and you said it was really scary for you. But it was regardless. Yeah. But you know what, Lex? Yeah. But no, I'm sorry. Game. Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But do you know the reason why Netflix wasn't working yesterday correctly?
I do, and his name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What did you do to my Netflix, Smitty?
I went and messed with their whole infrastructure. Not the fact that this fight was absolutely huge. I mean, dude, like, again, we heard yesterday, I work for a sports betting network. There was somebody that had put over $1 million on bets down on this. I can't believe anybody would even bet this because I still think that they're fake. You know what I mean? And it's really all about the bag. They're basically exhibitions. It's been good. Again, I had the pleasure last night. Huge thank you to Sega. They had an event last night at Top Golf for the new Sonic. Plus there was, and I know we talked about this here a few months back, how there's that Sonic and Top Golf were having an integration together, so they were able to do that. So we were playing, doing the hitting the balls, and then on the screen, like Knuckles or Sonic or somebody would run and get coins and stuff like that. It was an amazing event. Got to bring back plushies for the kiddos. Overall, it was solid. They had great food, great music. Everything about it was legit. And of course, Sonic. So you can't go wrong with that. Other than that, though, my grind video game wise is primarily, again, we got a new season, or is it a new season of, it was Marvel Snap here a little bit ago. So we're working, or I think a couple weeks ago now, or not a couple weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was a couple weeks ago. Okay.
Oh, Song of Horror. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Song of Horror.
I know it's something.
I was like, I have heard of that.
Okay.
But yeah, we're doing that stuff and whatnot. We're making our way back up to Infinite. We're at 95 right now, so we're super close to getting it again. I know it's kind of crazy. Hopefully, maybe we'll be able to place higher once we get Infinite and whatnot. And then of course,
how much
Black
Snap
Ops
have
6,
you been playing, man? Like that must have been a lot of Snap, right?
I mean, not any less than I typically play. Usually, like during breaks or whatever. I'm not playing an abnormally long or any more than I was before. It's just that, again, when it reset, I was resetting to 73 is where I reset.
You're so just on top of the reset.
Yeah. So before I was resetting low because I hadn't played in a while and I wasn't, I wasn't getting as high as a rank. So it was more of a grind. This one, I'm already in the 70s. So it was just grinding back up to Infinite, which has been, again, it's been pretty smooth. So other than that, though, I am enjoying Black Ops 6. Again, I'm not really a Call of Duty player. I do love the Treyarch ones, obviously the Black Ops, but I'm just having a blast. I love the movement. I'm having a ton of fun playing it. They just had their meaty update for Warzone Season 1. They brought out the Battle Pass, all that stuff. So Warzone's in there as well now. It was like a 90 gig update, which is absolutely terrible. I know, dude. Like, that's my one, like, major thing about Call of Duty is that the file is just absolutely huge. Well, because it has Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And they're all treated almost like separate games.
Yeah, it's so silly.
Because like overall, if you were to have everything, no. So you get to pick and choose what you want to update. Like, I don't have Modern Warfare 3 installed at all. But in totality, if you were to have everything installed, it'd be about 345 gigs of space for everything, which is crazy. I just have Black Ops 6 with the multiplayer campaign, and then I did end up installing Warzone as well, even though I haven't gotten in and checked it out.
When's the last time you played Warzone, though? Like, it must have been a while.
I haven't played Warzone. I'm not really, a Warzone player, but again, I figured I'd hop into it and at least try it out, especially with how much fun I'm having playing Black Ops 6. I just prestige last night, so I finally got my first prestige as well. So I feel like a real gamer, and
not quite there yet.
Not quite there, but we're getting there. And it has to be on an SSD, so that makes it even more difficult. I know it is a lot of restrictions, dude. But yeah, overall, it's been a solid week here. What about yourself, my friend?
Man, it's been going good. I've been playing this game called Formagia. I don't even know, like it's funny when I think about the games that I played this year and thinking about, like, there's a lot of bad games and a lot of, it's like this game. I think this game is bad, but I'm like, now I'm like rating how bad is it because it's just like, this is just a little bit of a brief that I've been playing of it. I've only played about 5 hours or so, and I'm just wanting to just stop. Like, I am just done, done, and write my review of it, because it's not like I've never been so disengaged out of a game before. And that's what's sad. Yeah. That's what's really kind of sad. So I'm doing it for the review at this point. I don't think I will beat it, but I will, but I've gotten the gist of how the game plays. And I think I've gotten to the point of how to master the system, which is fine. But like I'm just not this game is, I'm not feeling it. I was going to do a video, but I don't even know if I want to waste my time on the video. But I was doing that, and then I was doing that. Then I was also messing around with Ninja Turtle Splintered Fate, which is a really it's a good roguelite. I will say it's a fairly good roguelite. I made some content. I'm probably gonna make. I'm not gonna show any. I'm not planning on streaming it, but I am probably gonna do a full rollout with some friends, and then do a video of the playthrough. So that's gonna be pretty cool, because the game isn't that long. I don't think it's only like maybe an hour, 2 hours at max or so. Looking forward to it. And it also changes, like it generates different kinds of situations. So that was pretty cool. So looking forward to messing around with that game wise. But but I mean, other than that, it's just been the same thing. It's working it's just been working hardcore, and then just trying to figure out the time I can stream, because that's the biggest issue, man. Streaming is just been so hard to kind of get that set up, and just have the motivation to just go and do it, But I'll figure it out. I know it's going to be pretty fun eventually once I am out of this seriousness and stuff. But we'll go through guys, I know you don't want to talk about the trials and tribulations of us trying to get back on Twitch or YouTube. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion in the world of video games that happened in the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry, and we do not want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on Twitch and on YouTube, to be a part of the conversation as always. And so if there's something that you wanted to chime in about, we always love to keep an eye on chat, and we'd love to have anyone, people in the chat to engage with us as well. So just type it inside the chat on whatever you are thinking about, whatever we're talking about, and we will love to talk with you about it from there. So Lex,
I going first. It's
let's
been a
go.
hot minute.
I know it's been a bit.
So there is a new game that was released 2 days ago. Have you heard of it? It's called Lego Horizon Adventures.
Oh, that's
so
bomb.
if
I'm just kidding. Yeah. So
if you don't know, it's based off of Aloy. Obviously we know all of the voice actors that were in the original series, and that included Lance Reddick. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2023, and all of us were so heartbroken. I was a huge John Wick girly, and so to see him no longer potentially be in John Wick 17 made me very sad. But it didn't really dawn on me how much work that man had done just in totality. And it seems that we lost a legend. We really did. And not seems, we did lose a legend. But I, as a human being, did not realize how much voice acting, other gigs that he did where sometimes he's unrecognizable. He did a lot. So
unrecognizable is like, no, he has a distinct recognition on his voice.
He does, but sometimes his facial hair makes him look a little different. You're like, oh, I recognize the voice, but I don't think that's him. Is it him? I do that a lot, and Adam knows everybody's name acting wise, and it just astounds me. I'm like, is this all the information that you have stored, and that's why you don't hear me sometimes when I talk? Got it. Okay. But we knew, because obviously Lance passed away, that we were going to have some recasts here and there. And this is a recast that I like. I like it a lot. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. If you didn't know, now you know. Tim Russ played Tuvok, as Davis said, the only black man in Voyager. He played one of my favorite characters, and he is now going to be taking on Lance's role. And so he will obviously be in Lego Horizon Adventures, but because it's all of the same voices who did the original series for Horizon Zero Dawn, the thought is he's most likely going to be in the third installment from here on out, because it is all the same studio. So Guerrilla Studios, they talked about, how it was the same camaraderie from Horizon Zero Dawn 1 and 2 came back when they brought everybody in, and it just, Tim Russ kind of picked up and kept it going. So I was really excited to see that. I don't play the Lego versions of games that I've already played. Maybe that's weird on my part. But there are some games that once I play it, I've played it. Will I touch it again? Probably not, unless it is a horror game. So I will not be playing the Lego version, but I thought maybe you guys would. Or what do you guys think of the recast? And do you think he will be in the third installment for Horizon Zero Dawn?
Well, I usually, when they do a recast, and this is, like you said, I think it's safe to say that he's probably going to stay on for the role, which is fine. But I'm just like thinking of it just now, because I don't know if we've said anything, but like freaking, like when we lost another one this week with Tony Todd, for crying out loud. You remember?
Yep.
Like
we did.
Yeah, he was the voice
right.
of the voice of Venom in Spider-Man 2, but I mean he's mostly known for being Candyman and stuff. It's like, man, dude, all these black special like voice actors and stuff like that. We've lost like a good amount of them this week or this year, this week. But still, I mean, it's
you scared
crazy.
me for a moment. I thought you were about to say Idris Elba passed away, which no,
Yeah.
spit. But Candyman was like my first intro to horror outside of watching it with my dad. And so that was devastating. So
I mean, and he was only,
I'm so sorry to his family as well.
He was only 67 or 69 or something, but still, but then I digress.
That's young.
Yeah, I mean, it's a painful time for them to, like, you know, unfortunately a person wasn't able to live out, you know, the situation, especially a character like I mean, Lance Reddick's character was modeled to him, for crying out loud. Like his name, his look, was basically him. And now, like, unfortunately, like, now that we lost him and someone else is going to be taking the reins of it, is going to be it's tough shoes to fill. I mean, especially for the new voice actor. I can't remember his name. What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Tim Russ.
Yeah, it's Tim Russ, and he was good in Voyager and stuff. But then I'm glad that they found someone else. I just hope that, like, if I don't think I'm gonna be planning on picking up this either. This definitely is a Snake Eyes game, though. This is definitely a Snake Eyes game.
Yeah.
I think I should definitely play it. But yeah,
graphics are great. I was like, already producing and downloading it.
Yeah, I just don't play. I don't play, just like you. I just don't play Lego games. I mean, the biggest thing is like I got to wait till I'm gonna wait till the next installment of Horizon, and then I'll make a good decision. But I mean, if you played Horizon, if you're familiar with it, see, there you go. He just added the cart for later.
I knew it.
But yeah, if you're just going to if you're familiar with the series and stuff, you'll see what I mean, and then they just have to go on. They have to finish the story and then and go from there. But still always remember the person that they built it around originally, as well. But then at the same time, give enough space for Tim to actually do his thing instead of trying to be like him. You know, be like
and that's always the question: are they going to play it like Lance Reddick did? Is he going to make this his own? Like, that's always my question. But it's kind of bittersweet because Live Long and Prosper was his character, because he was Vulcan, and so I'm like, oh, that's so bittersweet. Smitty, go ahead. You were going to say something.
So I guess I'm wondering, and without any kind of spoilers, so then in the next Horizon, whatever it may be, will Silence look like Lance Reddick, or will they change? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope not.
That would be super awkward. Like, if
be.
it's Lance Reddick's face, but then somebody else's voice, like that. That will be that's a hard sell for me.
Well, here's that. So if they do switch it to Tim's face, they've probably been working on the third installment for at least 3 years at this point. So they would have to go back and redo a lot. It wouldn't just be, you know what I mean? So that's the question. And then, is that disrespectful to his, I don't know. So that's always a line that you toe. I guess
that's a really good question when you think about it, because you don't, like I mean, when someone like that passes away, then it's up to the family at that point to kind of be like, can we still use his likeness and stuff like that? Right. So I didn't even think about it. Like, that could be
Unless
a possibility.
It's a contract.
Well, I mean, that's pretty that would be a very morbid contract, It's like, but like, I don't know. I'm just saying that's a good point. Who knows? Hopefully that's not the case, but like,
that would be weird. That would be very weird.
You're going through the whole story and then you see a change like that. I mean, that's going to be very off in my opinion. So yeah. But I mean, it's a little different. I think it's a little different, especially with the Commander Zavala change, because again, he didn't necessarily look like Lance Reddick.
It was a character itself.
It's exactly. Whereas Silence, I mean, literally is modeled off of Lance Reddick. So how do you move forward with that? Is it just changing out the actor? Is it maybe somehow masking the face to where, we can't really, I don't know. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward. And I remember before this game came out, this being, people talking about, what are they going to do? Who they said they recast Silence before, this is before they announced who it was and stuff like that. So it's just sad. It's just sad because he really was somebody that, and again, to me, his voice is very distinct. And, the first thing I think I saw him in was either The Wire or it was Fringe. And no matter what, the dude, the dude just sticks out. He has a very particular cadence. His voice style is very, you know what I mean? Like, I love, it's so sad. Again, just the fact that he passed away, especially so young. But the man has a body of work that is just, but it's incredible. Weird. It spans so many different genres.
It's very weird to me because when they decided to bring this new guy, Tim Russ, I hope that's his name. Tim Russ. Yeah, it is. Okay, great. With Tim Russ, and it's not no credit, no shade being thrown at Tim Russ, but I've heard him talk, and then like I said, like Lance Reddick has a very distinct, boisterous voice. And unless Tim Russ has some really good voice acting skills that I do not know or have heard of, because I know he's done voice acting before, but to copy or to have that same kind of impact, for instance, I don't know if you've watched Vox Machina. Have you watched Vox Machina?
Yes, because he was in that too as well.
Because Lance Reddick was the dragon, was the main baddie dragon that they were fighting, and it's wow, it's crazy. And then the person that replaced him for that was Keith David, and Keith David has a distinct voice too, has a nice boisterous voice, So
so does Tim Russ, but it's not.
I don't know Tim Russ. Yeah. That's what I'm
when
wondering
you hear
about.
him talk, you're like, oh, that's Tuvok. His cadence in his own right, I can pinpoint him out, obviously, but when you hear him just talk as himself, you're like, oh, that's not what I expected. So I'm curious how it's gonna be played. I didn't listen because I didn't want to spoil anything for myself for the third installment, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. That's interesting too. What you said that what's the dude's name that replaced him on Vox Machina?
Keith David.
Keith David, yeah, that's the same dude that Keith David also replaced him in Destiny.
Oh, he did
too as well. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
It hit so different, dude. For the final shape, he did a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong, but there were moments there where I wanted it to be. Yeah, Lance Reddick. The impact and everything would have been so different. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how they play that, especially the fact that it's not just his voice that made Silence. It was literally his face.
It was face. It was everything. Yeah,
Silence. Yeah,
it's going to be. Yeah, it's tough shoes to fill. It's definitely tough shoes to fill. Hopefully that like I said, and we're going under the assumption that he is going to be in the third one, which we do not know, but we just know that this would they can get away with this more. I think they can get away with what they're getting away with Lego Adventure more because it's not showing real body, and also it's a satirical version of a serious game. So yeah, they can get away with all of that. That's fine. But
by the way, you guys should definitely check out some of the Lego does a fantastic job with those games. Yeah, and you're right, they are satirical, but they still they're good, solid games. I played some of the Star Wars games. They've done fantastic job with those. Yeah,
that's where I would play the Lego, is more in the Star Wars realm.
I played one Harry Potter game, one Harry Potter Lego, and that was with my nephew a long time ago. So that's all I know.
They've stepped up their game.
Yeah, they are good. They're definitely good. It's just not catered. I mean, they're not catered for me. I know they're not catered for you, Smitty. But yeah,
it's crazy because I have a lot of friends.
You said you were giving so much beef last week about you not liking Legos, so I was just like, okay.
I don't like to build Legos.
That's different.
Okay.
That's very different. Yes.
Because I can't tell you how many friends with kids who go to see the Lego movies with their kids, and they're like, I enjoyed it more than
I loved it. I love the Lego movies.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? The Lego movies? And then I watched it. I was like, I see what y'all are talking about.
Lord of the Ring ones.
Yeah,
I would play
those because I haven't played any Lord of the Rings games at all. So that
That's
and
insane.
I read all the books. I was a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
You need to play. What was it? It was Shadow of Mordor, the first one.
I thought you were going to say
Shadows
Creek.
of
I was like,
Mordor.
I have not heard of that one.
Wait, Shadows of Mordor was its own like Lord of the Rings story.
Yeah, no, I know, but
that's
there was
the first one.
They had two of those, but they introduced that Nemesis system, which is an amazing system. But they had that in those games, and I really feel like that makes those games stand out. Like I think you would enjoy if you ever have a chance to pick up Shadow of Mordor, whichever the first one is. At least I think you would enjoy it a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good. All right. Well, that's cool. Well, yeah. We'll see how I guess I will probably have to go see someone else that does play this and see how it's like overall. But I mean, the game looks good. I mean, and what I'm surprised about is that this game is also on Nintendo Switch. I believe it came out this week. So
it did. It came out on the 14th. So 2 days.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the reviews will be pouring in here soon.
Oh yeah, or they probably already have. We just haven't cared. I mean, that's just to be honest.
Yeah,
straight. But that's cool. All right. Hey, well, Smitty, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Take-Two Interactive, the makers of GTA, I believe they also have Borderlands under their belt as well. They sold off their essentially indie division, which was oh my goodness, I'm spacing on the name again. Private Division. They sold off Private Division, which is their indie publisher, to an unknown person, group, company. I don't know. Somebody, they haven't named the company or who they sold it off to, or even how much they sold it off to. But this is absolutely huge, because if you don't know, you may not have heard of Private Division, but I can almost guarantee that you've probably played one of the games or at least heard of them. They're known for things like the Outer Worlds, Ollie World. Oh my gosh, I'm spacing on some of the other ones.
Program.
Kerbal Space Program. They are currently in development with Tales of the Shire, which is a farming simulator that hasn't come out. The interesting thing about this, though, is however, even though that they've been sold off, Take-Two is retaining the rights, at least for now, to No Rest for the Wicked. And they're going to continue supporting No Rest for the Wicked, which is currently in early access. So they did hang on to that. Everything else has been sold off. I think this is huge. Again, Take-Two's CEO is basically saying that for financial stability, they're going to focus more on their bigger titles and mobile. Again, I feel like we keep seeing more and more of these companies talking about mobile, getting into the mobile space, and other things of that nature. So they are looking to focus on that. I think this also brings a huge opportunity. I cannot remember the name of the company, but recently there was oh my gosh, why am I spacing on the name? A whole basically game studio just quit. And it was from
Blumhouse, wasn't it?
Was it Blumhouse?
No, it wasn't Blumhouse.
I can't.
Annapurna.
Annapurna. Yes. So this could be, and this might be where the deal happened, where they could pick up a whole studio instead of having to try to piecemeal something together. So that's kind of my thoughts on maybe they're the ones that picked up Private Division. I think it's huge. I know there's been animosity between, and there's been rumblings and rumors about Take-Two not, kind of treating Private Division in not the best way. Again, these sources are not confirmed in terms of that. So it's more speculation, I guess. But I think this is a huge move for Private Division because they have Ollie World. I think I already said that. But I mean, they've got some solid games under their belt. They clearly, they put together some good stuff. And we've seen Take-Two has had some hit and misses as well. But I feel like for the most part, what Private Division has done, what they brought to the table in terms of from the indie world or indie standpoint, has been absolutely huge. So this is going to be a huge boon to whoever did purchase this. And I'm kind of curious to see. And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense too, in terms of Take-Two for them, at least focusing on there, because we've got GTA 6 that'll be coming out. We know about Borderlands 4 that was announced as well. So they've got some major projects under their belt that they're already working on. So, I mean, financially, if that puts them in a better place, they can focus on that stuff, and then Private Division goes off and does their own thing. My biggest thing about this, though, is how much involvement did they really even have with Private Division in the first place? How many resources were they allocating to that division in order for them to do what they need to do? That I don't know, but clearly it was enough for them to say, hey, we're just going to sell this off and focus on our bigger titles and then mobile. I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts were on this. I think this is a huge move in terms of them, but I think even more importantly, this is a huge pickup for some company out there to be able to pick up a whole division of people that are already doing things currently in development with stuff, and then have all kinds of other titles that are fantastic as well.
Okay, so what I would think automatically, it's like, what's your assumption? I know this is what you think was like a company like Annapurna just picks up basically a branch of already seasoned and existing developers and stuff like that to fill the void that they lost. But like when I was thinking about it, I was like, that would make sense. But I guess haven't said anything about the deal itself. Are they still working on the games that they were working on, like Tales of the Shire and stuff? Are they still working on those titles, or is that going to still stay with Take-Two? That's what I was wondering.
All those properties go with Private Division. The only thing that's staying with Take-Two is No Rest for the Wicked.
No Rest for the Wicked is the only one? Okay, because like the reason why I say that is because like you remember what Annapurna, the reason why all this was happening was because their Annapurna themselves, the parent company, was stressing that they wanted to do more AAA level title games. And I don't know if this, so I don't know if this would be the reasoning on what, like, I mean, I think a matter of the timing would be perfect for them to do it if they were still staying with the same kind of process that they were planning on doing before. But I don't think I think it's like, and it's also really weird that they haven't come out and said who it was that bought them, which is a little odd. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a shadow company deciding to say we're going to make some moves and we're going to become the new deal. But anyways, like you're saying, I think you're totally right on both sides. I mean, it's understandable why Take-Two is doing it, because I think Take-Two is a giant. They only need one game to basically be successful, and that's Grand Theft Auto. They don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to go and separate their deals. They're clearly wanting to focus on their AAA title games because, to be honest with you, they need to. Because I mean, their bread and butter, even though they want to diversify with other games, which they have done, it still goes back to GTA. GTA is like probably one of the rarest games, I will say, that you have to pay $70 once, and then you're treating this game as a service for its lifespan. GTA 5 is a game that came out in 2013, and they've done free to play content since then, and we're at 2024. It's been almost 10 years. It has not been anything under the top 10 list for its time it's been out because of the quality of service that Take-Two has been doing. So I could understand where they're coming from and why they're wanting to get rid of it, and they need to focus on their bigger titles, because they know their big moneymaker is GTA, and maybe something else in the near future. Maybe if they do a Red Dead 3 or something, I don't know. But yeah, they clearly don't have the time to mess with the incubation periods for smaller titles as well as they did. And it's unfortunate to say that they did. That's just how it is, And I think that also beats them in a way, for a chance to not have to do cuts, or layoffs and things like that, which is the bigger thing in my opinion. in my opinion, that there was either, okay, we got to get rid of this whole section or this whole faction, and just keep up with the work that we've been doing without having to do anything that's going to be major and stuff. So that's just what I'm thinking on why they did it. So I mean, it's unfortunate to see them leave, but I guess the real question is, who is the ones that picked them up is the primary reason. And I'm just glad that they were able to find another person or another company interested into what they're making, and then wanting to go from there, you know.
Yeah, no, so I thought Private Division was their own company. I didn't realize that Take-Two essentially created Private Division in 2017. So I don't know why, because like I've known that Take-Two has owned Rockstar, or BMG, which owns Rockstar itself, since like 1997. God, I'm getting old. But I kind of with Davis on here, like, instead of laying off a literal whole section or subsection of their own company, just sell it off as a whole entity with those people that are already doing a job that they do well, right? And let them be their own entity within another sub entity. Or, you know, if someone bought them and is like, I'm just going to let you do your own thing. You have fun. I'll see you later. I'll just give you money. Call me when you need it, you know? So yeah, that is really interesting. And obviously it's rumors and, you know, not substantiated as of yet. I'm curious to know them rumors about Take-Two and Private Division, because I've never heard anything but good things about Take-Two. So that would be an eye opener, and I'm curious. I mean, obviously, you know, over the years, your boss changes hands, they move up, you get a new boss. You know, things change throughout the years, and the people who were the good people sometimes leave, and that sucks, right? So who knows? I'm curious to find out more, and we're kind of obviously in the dark until then. So yeah. I mean, there was a big purchase this week to find out it was the Onion. I was like, whoa, all right.
Hilarious.
So like,
that was hilarious.
Maybe we're going back to a different timeline. So, hey, you know, I'm curious. Maybe the Onion bought them too.
Let me give you a little more insight here. This is from an article by Chris Kerr from GameDeveloper.com. Earlier this year, it was reported that Take-Two planned to shut down OlliOlli World developer Roll 7 and conduct widespread layoffs at Kerbal Space Program 2 developer Intercept Games. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick pushed back on these reports and said the company didn't shutter those studios. In response, Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier shared an email received by Roll 7 employees that stated Take-Two was proposing to shut down the UK developer. IGN also reported that Private Division would either be sold off or shut down. Take-Two has opted for the former, but it remains to be seen who is taking control, blah, blah, blah. Take-Two was accused of mismanaging Private Division by multiple anonymous sources speaking to IGN, who claimed the publisher was pressured to release underbaked titles and chase unrealistic sales targets.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so there you go. Oh, my God.
And listen, that's not a journalist who just is like, I heard this through the rumor mill. You're just going to have to take my word for it. They're like, oh, you want fucking receipts? I got them.
Well, here's the lesson that I've learned a long time ago. If Jason Schreier is doing anything in that story, you'll be like, okay,
right.
Okay, it's real. it's like okay,
yeah. Right.
there's no emblemishing or anything like that.
No.
So that is crazy, dude. Okay, so apparently, well, at least then I guess they knew that they were driving this company down to the ground, and then now they're like, okay, well, instead of doing I was kind of right of what they were doing, what they could have proposed, because if they did stay on, it looked very bleak that they were going to do some crazy layoffs. So Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I mean, it's unfortunate. God dang,
And that's
dude.
so funny that he straight up was like, "That's not what happened." He was like, "Really?" Because I have this email that
What about this email though?
this
Yeah,
email that you just said that never got fucking sent got sent to the whole company division. So what's this? And he
Mhm.
said, "I plead the fifth." Like,
I love that.
ooh,
Not a good look. Not a good look for sure. But they
That
definitely,
is
I mean, apparent, the writing had been on the wall for quite some time now, it
shit.
seems. Which, again, people reporting that they were being mismanaged. In Private Division, I mean, again, they've got a huge, like, they've got a solid list of
Outer
games
World.
that, that, underneath their umbrella,
Mhm.
people have published and have been successful and whatnot. So, I mean, it seems like a good thing for Private Division, to be honest. I mean, again, but we
Yeah.
don't know who the buyer is, what
True.
that even looks like. There could be more that comes with that. So this obviously is going to be an ongoing story that's happening. But they did say, Zelnick did say that they will release who the buyer is soon. That's all we
Okay.
know, is that they're going to release who it is soon.
Interesting.
okay. Well, we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll definitely see. Well, okay, but that's good. Well, I
That
guess
was hot,
it's
juicy
good. I
stuff.
guess in this case, this is good news then, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
it looked very bleak for them if they were going to stay on. Is what I'm saying. Is what I'm gathering from this. So,
But Davis, he said I didn't say that. So but the
okay.
emails they sent out said differently. We don't know
Okay.
who sent those emails.
Those
Oh
emails
no.
are the ones that yeah, the email said it, not me. But anyways, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I didn't sign that.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll close this off today with a final thing. Now, as you know, Smitty and I are big on Marvel Rivals. It's coming in on December 6th. So we are close to it. We're less than about 3 weeks away until December 6th is going to come. So I will be, and I'm pretty sure Smitty is going to be going pretty hardcore and playing that game. Yeah. So,
Hard in the paint.
Yes. So, but what was cool is that yesterday, NetEase had a small 5-minute video that they released on YouTube giving out a roadmap for Marvel Rivals for the coming future. Now, as you know, Marvel Rivals is a hero shooter that's being published by NetEase Games. Now, NetEase is a company that has worked on the original with Overwatch and stuff. So it's going to be the same kind of arena like a hero shooter, but with Marvel characters. There've been 2 betas that came out and 1 alpha that came out, which were amazing. Just last week, they just announced the most latest character is Moon Knight, which is basically Marvel's version of Batman, but for the most part. But they've also pointed out that they were going to be releasing a one more character announcement before the game comes out. So so the official count for the initial heroes that are going to be at this game at the beginning of launch is 33 heroes, which is insane to me. I was like, wow, that's
awesome.
A lot of characters here, which is great. Yeah. So they got 33 heroes. That's going to come. The initial date, will start out with 8 maps for quick match competitive maps, and 1 conquest map, which is I forgot what the conquest was, the capture the flag map. So yeah, they need more of those because I hate that map. And then they have a new brand new practice range that's coming, and a battle pass filled with cosmetics. So shocker. Now, if you don't know this already, which is I think they're doing something different, because Smitty and I were kind of going back and forth on this for the longest of time, was that we were wondering where the microtransactions were going to be held, and I was thinking that they were going to be locked on characters. Marvel Snap is not going to charge you on characters. It's completely free characters. But the cosmetics is what's going to be you're going to be paying for. So the outfits, probably the stickers, the skins, and stuff like that is going to be coming out, and that's what you're going to be doing. So when the official release when it comes out on December 6th. It will start out with Season 0, which will be the beginning of the launch of the game. The name of that launch that they're doing is already a title. It's called Doom's Rise. So it's like a prologue of what's going to happen, or of what's happening in this game's universe, and it will include a phase for players to become like acclimated with the new game and hopefully iron out any last minute major bugs before the full experience begins, which is going to be season 1 that's going to start in the beginning of January of 2025. Their plan and their path and plans that they're trying to do for this game, or what they're planning on doing, is that each season is going to last 3 months. So they've already have this sucker planned, man. And it just like the gameplay is just so fun. It's like, and to say that this game is free 99, you know, like at the beginning of it, and all you have to pay is the cosmetics. I am hoping. I mean, I'm not like I'm very optimistic that this game is going to succeed, but I am just hoping that they just like destroy the expectations that is given to them. I'm saying like, hey, yes, this game is microtransaction oriented. It's fueled in this game as a service, but we're not trying to be so hardcore on you paying for this kind of so much money to that this game has to be this successful to get this kind of money for it to justify, you know, keeping it around. So you know what I'm saying? So like that's what I'm I freely support this kind of level of microtransactions. Because
Me
it's
too.
not, it is not like in your face all the time. And yes, if you want the game to be alive, it's just asking for a nominal like level of like participation, or what they're asking for. So I think it's very, very reasonable to be like, okay, here you go. Okay, this is what we're going to see, or we're only asking for this amount of money. Now the real question is, how much are the skins going to cost? If they're going to be costing like how expensive some Overwatch skins are, then I don't know. I might have to renege on what I'm saying, but we'll see. We'll have to see later on, you know. So I just wanted to get y'all's opinions and what y'all think about this, about the launch and the roadmap for Marvel Rivals.
I would just like to put this out there that Adam better be getting me not 1 but 2 hand massagers for Christmas, because if you don't know, I've been on rest for several months. I will be coming back with a vengeance for this game.
Oh, really good. That's good.
I have been doing my hand exercises every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and I will be playing this. If you don't know, me and Smitty were on a comp team for a game that we don't play anymore, named Paramount, and was I the best healer? No, but was I goddamn good healer? Yes, no. I was. And you shut your mouth. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, Davis. I didn't even know you existed 7 years ago when we were playing this. I missed 1 weekend. I will not miss a weekend ever again.
You know what's funny? 7 years. It's been 7 years and still not dropped.
Never.
still not over it.
My next brain surgery, I will wake up, I will not know anybody, and they'll go, well, what do you remember? And I'll be like, the 1 weekend I missed and they left me behind. You know? So I hope I'm getting the hand massagers that I keep seeing on a clock app, you know, so that I can get back into the fold. That is all I'm saying.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be awesome. Smitty, what do you think?
Yeah, I said this from the jump off. Rivals has they have put themselves in a place to be able to usurp a lot of players from Overwatch 2, and just the hero shooter genre in general. Free to play, no gates behind new characters. Just cosmetics for their
the tchotchkes,
monetization,
basically.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Marvel has been huge for like the last, I don't know, whenever Iron Man came out and they started going down that road and the superhero genre and stuff like that. The lore in itself can go in so many different directions. That is one thing that I'm curious to see. If they stick with the MCU lore, is this more of like comic book lore, or do they come up with their own stories and things like that? I feel like they have a very good opportunity to expand even more. And the list of characters that they can bring in is damn near infinite, because
really
you've got not only that, but then multiverse. You have the multiverse, so you can bring in different variants, things like that. Yeah, I just think that they have really, again, NetEase has positioned themselves with this IP to be in a great place. They have been supporting it great. I love the fact they're coming out with a roadmap, giving us more information on what we can expect. I am going to go so hard in this game. This might be the only game that I stream for and play for quite some time. I'm be going sweat in competitive. I'm going to get good at this game, and I signed up. We'll see. I'm going to try to get good. I did sign up for the to be a content creator for this as well. So hopefully I get in. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a link and everything like that. So if this is something that you're playing, you might want to look at trying to sign up and become an official content creator for Marvel Rivals as well, which obviously will give you early access to things and other kind of benefits and stuff like that, being a content creator for them. But I am so excited for this game. I love the fact that it's third person, so it gives you a different feel to that hero shooter genre that we're familiar with. The destructible environment. I mean, it makes me just as excited, not only the characters, but just to see the different maps and stuff like that they can bring in, the different levels that you can go and break through. Like, this game has been one since I played from the early get-go. I was in before this thing was even named. I was just
he was like, Lex, I'm under an embargo and I have so many things to fucking tell you. And I was like,
I wanted to tell everybody.
And he was like, trying to hint. He was like, you have a box of them in your garage. You've been collecting forever. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, my dude. I have no idea.
I will say this, that Snake Eyes said something. It says, do y'all think the day one launch will be smooth or server issues? Should I play day one or wait the day? To be honest with you, Snake Eyes, and that I forgot to even mention this, they've even thought about that for now. Now, one of the hardest things to do is the anticipation of a game on that relies on servers. So it's I don't know, like the it really depends on how much people hence look at the Tyson Jake Paul fight yesterday. Netflix got overrun. Keep that in mind. Let's just say that again. Netflix got overrun. Amazon, it's a full-on Amazon cloud-based service, is a company that uses 100% cloud-based bandwidth size with EC2 computing, which is basically cloud computing, got overrun by the amount of traffic that they were getting. So that's insane. But but they did do things, like they have done things that they said that there's a website that they're building that's going to allow, because the initial run from what they've said was they're going to have 60 servers. A total of 60 servers already running for this game. But then depending on locations, you could choose a cluster of servers that are near where you live, so you can make it faster to group and game with other people and stuff. So they're saying everything they're saying is right. But when it comes to day one, we all know it. I mean, besides apparently, would you say Blops actually did a good job on day one on their with their servers and stuff. I mean, it just to be expected. Just don't be disappointed. Just give it a day. Try it out. See if you can. And if it doesn't, there's no you're not paying for anything, so you're good. You're good until you're dealing with it, and just have time to go with it.
I'm confident that they are going to have it, because again, this is NetEase, and thinking back to another thing that has large servers with a ton of people, Once Human. I felt like Once Humans launch was pretty smooth in terms of server issues and things like that, if I'm remembering correctly.
Was there a lot of people?
So, but Once Human has a ton of different servers as well. Mm-hmm. So I didn't experience really any issues on my end. I don't know if other people did, or regionally or whatever, but I feel like NetEase understands the assignment, especially when it comes to a game like this. I think they understand how huge it's going to be, especially with the fact that it's free to play. So I would be surprised, actually, if we run into major issues, even during the testing. From when I first played it to this last test that I did, the servers and just like lag issues and stuff like that have, gotten better with each iteration of the test that I've played. So I'm confident that there will be limited server issues. Again, I could be just talking out of my ass and it's a wreck, but I feel like NetEase understands the assignment.
I think so. I think I agree with you on that too. It's hard to like I said, every time when a game like this comes out, I'm already thinking the worst. That's just what normally. I mean, that's probably the best. That's usually the best way to really look at it, because I mean, like usually when they say, oh, it's going to be a full server, it's a full server, and then you're like, you have to sign in, you have to log in and stuff like that. I'm already thinking, okay, there's going to be either errors, there's going to be some sort of crazy queue line, all these different kinds of things. So, but I think I even if, let's say theoretically that does happen and gives the pass, I'm fine. I didn't invest anything in this at all. Like
right.
there's no investment on this until you actually play the game, and then by the time you play the game, then you can decide if you're wanting to support the game or not. And then I think that's fair. I think that would be a fair fair setup for all of this. So yeah. So I think I'll take that back.
Chat's saying some things. So Scyther said they do great games, but because he said I have zero confidence. I was like, oh, why do you say this? He said they have the worst servers and they have very limited forethought. Naraka Blade Point, great game, but lost people because it was almost unplayable. Once human server lag complaints for multiple seasons.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I haven't seen people play and have lag issues, but again, we're in the US, you're in a different region. Just something to also remember: if you have 6 people, or let's say you have 4 people and they're in Nevada, California area, but you have 2 people from Canada playing with you, you want to jump on the server closest to the people in Canada, if that makes sense. Usually that's the best way to go, just to keep an open mind on that. But Scyther continues, right now they've got OH players filling their Discord with complaints about a system they put in place where people lost everything because of a seemingly not random, spawn of a server boss that wiped everything people had. Interesting. Nightmare Wolf also says the servers also have limits on how many people are in the server on one unit.
That's true.
Which, yes, that is true. So again, like David said, we aren't losing out on money. And I think that's what also made Overwatch great, was because we weren't losing out if our server dropped us, right? If
I think it also depends on who, like, for instance, NetEase has published and they're on and they go with the servers itself and stuff too. But I think like the overall,
right.
I mean, I'm not advocating it in any way or whatnot, but all games are not the same, I don't think. And,
right.
and I think
True.
that like so it and I'm not saying your experiences is a mute point, because I mean, yeah, you're right. It happens and stuff like that. But like, I wouldn't say I'm not because of that. I'm going to rule it out. Would rule this whole out because of it. But like, yeah, I mean, it's really like, it sucks. Like, networking to network and to get that connection, to get the service to connect, is one of the toughest ones to go with, especially on the day 0 game. So we'll see. I mean, we'll and then see what the you could QA as long as you possibly can until you got to get that thing into regular production, and then you can pivot and change and do what you can. But it's it's always going to be there, where it's going to come out to, unfortunately. But yeah,
I didn't experience a lot of those issues with Once Human. Personally, I will say how they built the seasons and what they've done was absolutely terrible. I was saying that when we were testing as well, the whole wipe mechanic, from season to season and getting into a new season is super confusing.
But can you blame?
I'm not saying.
Can you blame NetEase on that? Because that wasn't NetEase that made it. That was Starry Studios. That's what I'm saying. Like, that whole system wasn't because of the networking or the servers itself. It's because the game that was made was not there. Like, NetEase is doing it to communicate. They're the network side, but the game itself and its mechanics is the publisher, is the developer. You know?
Right. So, yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
That's also another aspect you have to look at it too. You know? So like, it's like NetEase. They're a piece of the puzzle, but at the same time, though, that's just bad. That could be just bad game development, like you were saying, like your issues with that there.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, we'll see.
We will see. I'm gonna stay. I will be cautiously optimistic. What I do know is that the game is a ton of fun. I can't freaking wait to be able to play it. I'm gonna jump headfirst into this and get sweaty as hell with it.
And don't forget, Dust comes with me, so
there you go. Oh, there you go. So we got, maybe we have an inadvertent squad already. But we
already did.
Yeah. So like, but I think overall though, for what we played on the beta and what we played on the alpha, the game looks like. I mean, I don't know what you played, because you played before all of that was said and done, Smitty. But like, it just seems like it's done a lot. You know, like it felt like the game was already complete, which is very rare to say. Right. You know, it just was like, it's incredible. We were just wanting more when they shut those things down. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. So. Oh, sure. But it's going to be a great one though. I just know it. I just saying sweaty. I just can only imagine on my days off, Sunday through Wednesday. I'd be like, I know I'm going to be messing with that sometime. So it's regardless. Mm-hmm. But anyways, folks, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for being a part of the conversation, as always, in episode number 244 of the CFG Game Cast. We will be back again next week with a whole new set of different kinds of topics. But if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly all right. We do release this episode at the beginning of each and every week, so there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices. Ooh. Guys, be sure to also follow us on our new Blue Sky account, the CFG on Blue Sky, and and always go to our main website, conferencegeeks.com, with some new topics and stuff, as always. So guys, once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing out. Y'all take it easy.
Okay, later. Bye-bye.